Now we have periodontal ligaments. What is the periodontium? Is a connective tissue organ covered by the epithelium that attach the teeth to the bones of the jaw and provide continually adapting apparatus for support of the teeth during function. Development began with root formation prior to the tooth eruption. Continuous proliferation of internal and external enamel epithelium forms the cervical lobe of the tooth bud. This sheet of epithelial cells grows apically in form of hair-wings epithelial root sheaths between the dental papilla and dental follicle. The sheath form a circumferential structure encompasses dental papillae, separated it externally from the dental follicle cells. Okay, so the function of these sheaths to separate the dental papillae from the dental follicle. Dental follicle located between the alveolar bone and the epithelial root sheath are composed of two subpopulations, which is first mesenchymal cells of the dental follicle proper and the perifollicular mesenchyme. The mesenchymal cells of perifollicular mesenchyme bounded by dental follicle proper and the developing alveolar bone are stellate shaped, small, and randomly oriented. As the root formation continues, the cells in perifollicular area gain their polarity and cellular volume and synthetic activity increase, and these cells become elongated and continue in increased amount of rough endoplasmic reticulum mitochondria and occupied the periodontal space, which is located between where is this space is between the cementum and the periodontal surface of alveolar bone, and then it will be extend corollary to the most apical part of the lamina propria of the gingiva. At the apical foramen, it is continuous with dental pulp. Collagen fibers of periodontal ligament are embedded in the cementum and in the alveolar bone. So, the ligament provide soft tissue continually between the mineralized connective tissue of the periodontium. The thickness of periodontal ligament. Periodontal ligament ranges in general in width from 0.15 to 0.38 mm. It is thinnest around the middle third of the root with an hourglass appearance. It shows progressive decrease in thickness with age, and its thickness measures about 0.21 mm in the young adult or 0.18 mm in mature adults and 0.15 mm in old adults. What is the function of periodontal ligament? The function, first of all, supportive. When the tooth is moved in its socket as a result of forces acting on it during mastication or through application of an orthodontic appliance, part of the periodontal space will be narrowed and the periodontal ligament continue in this area viscoelastic properties. Sensory periodontal ligament through its nerve supply provide a most efficient proprioceptive mechanism, allowing the organism to detect the application of the most dedicated force to the teeth and very slight displacement of teeth. Nutritive. The ligament contains blood vessels, provide anapolis and other substances required by the cells of the ligament by the cementocyte and resembling the more superficial osteocyte of the alveolar bone. Homeostatic, it is Evidence that the cells of periodontal ligament have capacity to resorb and synthesize the extracellular substance of connective tissue of the ligament, of the alveolar bone, and of the cementum. Eruptive, the cells, vascular elements, and extracellular matrix protein of periodontal function collectively to enable mammalian teeth of limited eruptive to adjust their positions while remaining firmly attached to the bone sockets. Physical. In the periodontal ligament, the physical function entails not only protection of vessels and nerves from mechanical forces but also to offer resistance to impact from occlusal surface and occlusal forces. What is the cells of PDL? First of all, we have synthetic cells. First, we have fibroblasts, is the predominant cell in the periodontal ligament, and these fibroblasts originate in part from ectomesenchymal of investing layer of dental papillae and also from the dental follicle. Function of fibroblasts. The role of fibroblasts is to produce the structural connective tissue proteins, collagen, elastin, as well as proteoglycans, glycoproteins, and glycosaminoglycan that comprise the periodontal ligament ground substance. These cells also secrete an active collagenase and a family of enzymes collectively known as matrix metalloproteinase. Fibroblasts of periodontal ligament are characterized by a rapid turnover of extracellular masses, in particular collagen. The fibroblasts responsible for formation and remodeling of periodontal fibers and a signaling system to maintain the width of periodontal ligament and thickness across the soft tissue boundary defined by these ligands. Osteoblast. Osteoblast covering the periodontal surface of alveolar bone constitute a modified endosteum and not a periosteum. Cementoplasts. These cells line the surface of cementum but are regularly arranged as osteoblasts. These cells are often indistinguishable from periodontal fibroblasts, apart from their location adjacent to the cementum surface. Resorbative cells, which is, first of all, osteoclasts. Osteoclast cells that resorb the bone and tend to be large and multinucleated or small and mononucleated. Fibroblasts also, these cells show rapid degeneration of the collagen by fibroblast phagocytosis, and that is the basis for fast turnover of collagen in periodontal ligaments. Cementoclasts resemble osteoclasts and are occasionally found in normal functional periodontal ligaments. In this instance, mononuclear cementoclasts are multinucleated giant cells often located in house-shaped lacunae are found on the surface of cementum. These are important in resorption of cementum. Progenitor cells, all connective tissue including periodontal ligaments, contain progenitor for synthetic cells that have capacity to undergo mitotic division. If they were not present, there would be no cells available to replace differentiated cells dying at the end of their lifespan or as a result of a trauma. So there is no replacement of dying cells that result from lifespan or from trauma. Epithelial rays of malaces. The periodontal ligament contains epithelial cells that are found close to the cementum. so it is close to the cementum. These cells are remnant of epithelium of Hertwig's epithelial root sheath. At the time the cementum formation, the continuous layer of the epithelium that cover the surface of the newly formed dentin breaks into lace-like strands. The epithelial race persists as network, strand, island, or tubule-like structure near and parallel to the surface of the root. Fibers of periodontal ligaments. The connective tissue fibers are mainly collagenous, but there may be a small amount of oxytocin and reticulin fibers, and in some species, elastin fibers. So, first of all, collagen. The collagen is gathered to form bundles approximately 5 millimeter in diameter. These bundles are termed principal fibers. Within each collagen bundles, subunits are present called collagen fibrils. The main type of collagen in periodontal ligament are type 1 and type 3. More than 70% of periodontal ligament collagen, what is it? Is type 1 collagen fiber. The fibers of periodontal ligament, one of it, as we said, it is the principal fiber, which is the fiber that runs between the cementum and the bone, and is the alveolo-dental ligament, consists of 5 fibers group. First of all, we have the alveolar crest group. Alveolar crest extend obliquely from cementum just beneath the junctional epithelium to the alveolar crest of the bone. Second, horizontal group. These fibers run at a right angle to the long axis of the tooth from cementum to alveolar bone and are roughly parallel to the glossal plane of the arch, as we see. Now in this picture we see the alveolar crest cells from the cementum to the crest of the bone, and we see the horizontal fiber which is at the right angle to the long axis of the bone. Third, we have the oblique group. Oblique group are the most numerous and occupy nearly 2/3 of the ligament, and this fiber inserted into the alveolar bone at the position coronal to their attachment of cementum. Apical fiber run from the cementum at the root tip. Fibers of apical bundles radiated through the periodontal space to become anchored into the fundus of the bony sockets. Interradicular group. The principal fiber of this group are inserted into the cementum from the crest of interradicular septum in multi-rooted teeth. As we see in this picture, the right pictures show the alveolar bone and show the periodontal ligaments fibers. Now on the right side we see the horizontal fiber which is, we said in the last picture, it is run at a right angle to the root surface, and it is parallel to the root surface. Interstitial spaces, which is the light one or light area between the horizontal principal fiber of periodontal ligaments. Charpie's fiber are collagen fiber embedded into cementum on one side of the periodontal space and into the alveolar bone on the other side. Gingival ligament fiber, principal fiber, they are principal fiber in the gingival area, referred to as gingival fiber, which are, first of all, dentogingival group. These 3 types of fiber within this group is fiber that extend toward the crest of the gingiva, fiber that extended laterally to the outer surface of the gingiva, and fiber extend outward past the height of alveolar crest and then downward along the cortex of the alveolar bone. Circular fiber. These fibers are unique in that they exist entirely within the gingiva and do not contact the teeth. Transseptal groove. These fibers have traditionally been described as spanning the interproximal tissue between adjacent teeth into which they are embedded. However, two other types of fiber have been described in this group. Semicircular fiber. Fiber run through the facial and lingual gingiva around each tooth, attaching to the interproximal surface of the same tooth. Transgingival fiber. Fibers run between two non-adjacent teeth and are embedded inward in cementum of their proximal surface, passing around the tooth in the middle of the two teeth attached with these fibers. These pictures show the circular groove. The circular groove, first of all, the dentogingival groove and dento-periosteal groove, alveolar gingival groove, and the alveolar bone. And this picture shows the circular fiber in the middle of this picture and the enamel space of each tooth. We have here in this picture two teeth in the right and the right side one tooth and the left side is the other, and the enamel space of one tooth and the enamel space of the other, and this triangle in the middle of this picture is the free gingival fiber, and beneath is the circular fiber, and the transseptal is the between the cementum of one teeth and the cementum of the other teeth. Now we came to another type of fibers of periodontal ligament, which is occipital fibers. These fibers are elastic-like fibers, run parallel to the tooth surface and bend attached to cementum. Fibrillin pulls the occipital fibers, which causes the elastic behavior. In the cellular anatomy of teeth, occipital fibers are a component of extracellular matrix. What is function is regulate the vascular flow in relation to the tooth function. This is the occipital fibers, and beneath to it is the periodontal ligaments. Now we came to the ground substance of PD ligament. Within the periodontal ligaments are blood vessels, lymph vessels, nerves, and connective tissue cells interspersed in an extracellular matrix containing collagens and the ground substance. Ground substance of periodontal ligaments estimated to contain 70% of water and is thought to have a significant effect on tooth ability to withstand the stress loss. It is gel-like matrix. The function of the ground substance are ion and water binding and exchange, control of collagen fibrogenesis and fiber orientation, and binding of growth factors. The ground substance consists mainly of glucose, aminoglycans, proteoglycans, glycoproteins. All components of the ground substance are presumed to be secreted by fibroblasts. Blood vessels of periodontal ligament. Arterial supply. The blood vessels is derived from the inferior and superior alveolar arteries to the mandible and maxilla respectively. Branch in the periodontal ligament from apical vessels that supply the dental pulp. Branch from intra-alveolar vessels. These branches run horizontally, penetrating the alveolar bone to enter the periodontal ligaments. Branch from gingival vessels. These enter the periodontal ligament from coronal direction, reach the periodontal ligament from three sources. Venous drainage of periodontal ligament are channels receive blood from the capillary network and also specialized shunts called glomeruli in the periodontal ligament. Nerves of periodontal ligament has functionally two types of nerve fiber, sensory and autonomic. The sensory fiber are associated with nociception and mechanoception, with touch, pressure, pain, and proprioceptive sensation. Interstitial tissue. Interstitial connective tissue is a loose connective tissue that contains blood vessel, lymphatic, nerves, and less regularly arranged collagen fibers. Now we came to another term that is available in periodontal ligament and important. It is the cementicles. Cementicles is calcified bodies. Calcified bodies called cementicles, and are sometimes found in periodontal ligaments. Age changes in periodontal ligament. Cells number, cell activity decreases with aging. One of the prominent age changes is seen in calcified tissue of the periodontium. The bone, the cementum, is scalloped, and periodontal fibers are attached to the peaks of these scallops than over the entire surface as seen in younger periodontia. This remarkable changing affects supporting structure of the teeth. With aging, the activity of periodontal ligament tissue decreases because the restrictides and therefore normally functional stimulation of tissue is diminished. Any loss of gingival height related to the gingival and periodontal disease promotes destructive changes in the periodontal ligament. Also, the teeth becomes non-functional and the periodontal ligament with also starts to diminish. Thank you for your listening.